self-expression is literally like, and how we dress, it's like how we express ourselves every single day. So when you're not placing like value on it, why?
It's one of the most helpful ways to manifest, to jump timelines. I mean, it's all relevant, you know, and I think it's a really underutilized tool for people in the spiritual space.
Yeah.
Like, and it's literally affecting your frequency and your ability to attract things in. And people want to say that's not true. It's true. Like, if you are not authentically expressing, you have a hair color that's completely opposite your true soul coding, you are not emitting your soul code frequency. And that makes you hard to find for all of the things that are meant for you. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. Today's guest is a very special friend, Jess. Jess is an astrology-led stylist. I feel like a lot of you are probably familiar with her. I posted about her. She has helped me in the last 6 months or so totally revamp my wardrobe, clean out all the old stuff, figure out my style, help me shop, and it's been such a powerful personal development experience. She uses the True Sky astrology system to tap into your unique frequency, your energy code, and then she channels through for you a whole mood board and style for you based off of your soul frequency. So there's that channeling aspect, and then from there finds the pieces. You can do the whole thing and have her shop for you, but minimum I would highly recommend getting the mood board. But I have recommended so many people to Jess because this has changed my life, and she's amazing at what she does. I've known her for quite some time. You know, I work with her now, and she's worked with me in the past, and it's been so cool to see her journey. I think the first time we met in person, she had come to one of my retreats like 5 or 6 years ago, and just seeing how that all has unraveled. And in this episode, she also shares about how this came to be, which actually started at a retreat with me. So it's just so cool to see people live out their soul mission and soul purpose and really step into that. And I think she is such an embodied example of following her true soul frequency, and she is 100% doing what she is here to be doing on this planet. So I am so happy to share her and her work with everybody because I really think this is life-changing. I feel like so strongly about it, and just highly recommend checking out her content, booking in with her if it resonates with you. But she is just a gem and incredible what she does. So in this episode, we're going to break down style by zodiac, what the True Sky astrology system is, how changing your style can really shift your frequency, and how that impacts manifestation. We get into all of the fun things. So I can't wait for you guys to hear this episode. Definitely connect with her on Instagram at astrostyling with Jess. You can learn more about her there. But for now, enjoy this conversation with Jess. I feel like I'm really grateful that I grew up with parents who taught me to always be kind. They're like, just always be generous, always be kind. Like, it's good to be the person, even if other people are not being kind, like, be the kind person. And I'm like really glad I grew up with that value system. I feel like it made me a good person. But I also notice places as an adult where it makes me have like poor boundaries, where I let people walk all over me because I grew up with this kind of naivete. If you are generous and kind, other people will reciprocate. That's a lot of what my mom would tell me when I was little. She's like, you know, if you're kind, people will reciprocate. And I think that's a good idea and can be true. But also there are times as an adult and as a child, like, when that's not true. So I feel like it's kind of finding that middle ground now for me. But, so
it's wild.
It's
all the house stuff,
all the movement.
It is really weird. I was literally telling Kaylin that. I was like, what is going on? Like, why is everybody having a bunch of house shit going on?
Do you feel like there's something astrologically? Or do you know?
Well, there was a really big Uranus shift recently. And so, but for me, that's transiting my 10th house, which is career. So I'm like, I don't know if maybe I'm being forced out of this place because maybe it wasn't super supportive for my career at this time. Like, that's definitely something, even though I felt like it was, like, I was like, oh my God, I have like my own space. Like, I would always work in my kitchen, like, instead of my bedroom, because like I could spread out. And then I'm like, maybe it's just not here.
Or maybe it's just temporarily.
Yeah.
Like temporarily, because you always work in your kitchen, they're trying to get you somewhere else so that you can bump into people and then you can get put back.
That's a valid. That actually really
more
resonates.
Of what I think for you.
That actually really resonates because they did tell me, like, I don't know, in a meditation one day, they were like, you need to get out and do more shit.
Yeah.
Like, you need to, like, go be out more, and you need to be, and that really feeds me, like, emotionally, because I'm a Sagittarius moon. Like, I love going and doing shit. I love being spontaneous. I love, like, when the day just, like, unexpectedly takes me places. But I feel like lately with my business, I've been so regimented, and I've been, like, just, it's gotten a little boring.
I relate. I mean, that's why I'm moving, you know?
Yeah.
I'm very much like, I will just hole up and never leave. And I'm very comfortable just in my house. Same. But I also feel so much more alive, and everything's better when I get out, which is why I wanted to move somewhere a little more walkable if I could, you know? So I could actually just like walk around and jump to a coffee shop. Yeah. And I also think like, for me with this move, I'm changing so much of how my business runs, which it's just a scheduling thing. Like, if I have appointments all hours of the day, all days of the week, like, I just actually don't have room to go out and like be spontaneous or meet people. Like, it's always a give and take. It's tough, you know?
Yeah.
So I think there's just that very real time thing too. I feel like you can work a little more mobily than me.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
Like, so much of my time, it's like, I can't like give a reading while I'm like at a coffee shop.
No.
You know? And or even like, I'm recording a lot, so it needs to be quiet. I need to have good lighting. So you know,
I will say
related.
Yeah. I will say I can't do like when I'm tapping in and I'm doing like a style profile, I also have to be. I've tried doing it in public. I'm like, this is like not, it feels like unethical. Like, I'm like, I can't be like tapping into somebody's energy like with all this other energy around me.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. But, you know, I think it's a very real thing of just like needing to go somewhere else to get creative. And
I totally, like, the second you said that, I was like, yeah, that hits.
Yeah. Well, great. I'm glad I solved your problem. Maybe I can solve mine.
Let's hope.
We'll figure it out. But I do feel like energetically, I will say it's like there's a lot, especially this month. I don't know when this is getting released, but like, as we record this, like it feels like a snow globe getting shaken up.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're leaving the snow globe, but it's like everything is getting rearranged. And I mentioned this before. I mean, I think it was my energy update recently, but I'm like, just this morning too, I had people reach out to me. I've had so many people who I haven't talked to in years reach out to me and like reconnect. And I'm like, it feels like that. Like, all of the little flakes were in there, and then you shake up the snow globe and everything is getting rearranged. So I think it's very interesting to see kind of who comes forward. And I always feel like everything we need is always right in our field, but we're not always seeing it. And so if it's in your field, but you're not seeing it, there needs to be that snow globe shake up for like the right connections to come to you, you know? And I find that to be really true in my life. It's like so many of the most important people in my life, whether it's personally or professionally, it's like they were right in my orbit. I just maybe wasn't paying attention to them. Yeah. And then not to me. And then suddenly you reconnect in a different setting and you're like, whoa. Yeah. And then you get close and something forms. So I always feel, I know to be true that everything we need is right in our orbit. We just need to kind of rearrange, you know?
It's true. Yeah. I think it's really easy to get stuck in kind of like the routine aspect too. And just like get really, I get so hyper focused on things. And then,
yeah. And I think there's also a really important balance. Like in the first however many years of business, it's like you need to focus. I think one of the big mistakes I made really early on was like I was spending so much time going to lunches and coffees and networking things, and I wasn't actually working. Yeah. And so I had to really get real with myself and start creating a schedule for myself, like a 9-to-5 person. Yeah. Keep myself on track, and suddenly I started making more money. But then on the other side, I do think it's also super important that you don't just hole up, because business grows through network. And I tell everybody that. I'm like, it's literally who you know. And if you're not going out there and meeting new people and just positioning yourself, like anytime I go out, I meet someone new. You know, and whether it's my Uber driver or the barista at the coffee shop, I mean, I have converted so many people. Yeah. I always convert them. Either you're subscribing to my podcast or you're getting the app or you're coming to it, like always, right? Yeah. Everybody. So, or just, you know, you never know who you're sitting next to and they're a cool business connection or something like that, or just a friend. So you also have to like get out there and do things. And I think in the digital era, it's really easy for people to not want to actually network.
It's true.
You know?
And not do the in-person thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely something I've been getting guided to, is like more in person. Which is why I did the event this last weekend, and community too has been coming up super big. And I also have Mars in the 11th house, which is like Mars speaks to like our drive, like what motivates us. And I've been feeling like less motivated lately because I think I've been so holed up. And so I'm not getting in that community as much. But then when I'm in community, I like thrive and I get so much motivation to like work. And so, yeah, like when you said that, I was like, okay, that tracks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I can be really stuck in my ways.
Yeah, I get it. Same. I don't know what part of my chart that is. But so let me start with, because you follow True Sky astrology, and people might not be familiar with that.
Yeah.
I think more people are familiar with like tropical and like even Vedic. I mean, I know there's all kinds of types. But tell me about True Sky and like how you found that and like what that is.
Yeah. Okay, so True Sky, it is a system. It's a form of sidereal astrology, and so it follows the fixed stars. So instead of like following, you know, tropical follows the seasons, True Sky orients to the fixed stars in the sky. And so basically, when tropical was created way back when, and tropical is like mainstream astrology, it's what most people follow. When it was created like 2,000 years ago, it did orient to the true sky. But over time, it's been like 2,000 years, and over time, the Earth's like, it's called the precession of the equinox, and basically like the Earth's axis has shifted significantly, and so it's changed the orientation of where it relates to the stars in the sky. And so that's why when you pull your true sky chart, it's drastically different, because I think it's been like, it's shifted like 72 degrees. And so that's why, you know, in tropical, you know, like I'm a Sagittarius sun, but then in true sky, I'm a Scorpio sun. And so everybody's placements shift. The reason why I work with this system, or how I found it, so I was studying tropical. I was doing like a certification for it, like my formal studies of it. And I remember I was sitting with my chart and I was like learning about my moon sign. And in tropical, I'm a Capricorn moon. And I was like, I'm just not a Capricorn moon. Like,
yeah,
I'm just not.
Yeah.
And I was really sitting with it, and I was like writing it all down, and I was like trying so hard. I was like, yeah, Capricorn moon, all things. And I don't know. I was just like, this just isn't hitting. And I thought it was weird, but I didn't really like think too much into it. And then literally the next day, I saw somebody post, I don't even remember who it was. I saw somebody post this girl on Instagram, and it was like her story, and she was talking about True Sky. I don't even really remember what it said, but I remember seeing it, and like I had a visceral like response, which has never happened to me before, just from like an Instagram story. And so I like clicked on it, and then I started like stalking her profile.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the, am I allowed to swear?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
Yeah.
But it was like my whole body was like vibrating.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah.
And I was like literally like shaking, and I was like, this isn't true. Like, I can't, what? Like, this isn't real. How has this not been talked about?
Yeah.
And I was like freaking out. And so I went and I pulled my chart, and it was like, oh, you're a Scorpio. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm not a Scorpio. Like, I'm a Sagittarius. But then I saw that I was a Sagittarius moon instead of a Capricorn moon. And something inside me just like, I was like, oh my God, I'm not a Capricorn moon.
Yeah.
I am a Sagittarius moon. Because I've always felt so connected to Sag. Even though like I'm not a Sag sun in True Sky, I still have 4 placements in Sag. I have my moon, my Venus, Uranus, Neptune, like very prominent energy for me. And so I felt like so understood by that. And then I went through this whole process. I had to like pause studying because I was like, and I asked my like teacher who was teaching the course, I was like, have you ever heard of this? And she was just like, oh yeah, like it's a perspective. And that's what everybody says, which it really is. But at the time I was like, my ego was bursting and my identity was bursting. And so I was like, it's not just a perspective. And I was like going through the whole fucking little fits about it. And I like took a week to like take it in. Yeah. And it was something like, I'm not kidding. Like I've literally never had a visceral body response like that. And it felt like an awakening for me. And so then when I started studying it, like I was like, okay, well, I got to finish this fucking course. Like I signed up for this. There's a time frame. And so I went back and I started doing it, but I just started, I mean, all of my learnings still come from tropical. Like there's still so much obviously value in tropical. And I was just kind of like shifting to like the timeline of True Sky, right? And like looking at myself through the perspective of True Sky. And gradually I found so much resonance in my True Sky chart that I was like, this is the system that I feel so connected to my chart that like, that's just what I started working with. And I started introducing it. Lily was actually the first person that I introduced it to, Lily Fana. And the resonance that she felt with it, I was like, okay, there's something here. Like I feel the resonance, she feels the resonance. And then I was really scared to like come out with it because I was like, nobody I know is like using this. But I just listened and I followed it. And I always come back to that visceral body response that I had. And now and then as I started getting into this work, I was sitting with my guides and I was like, well, can I do it based on tropical? Like, can I style people based on tropical? And they were flat out like, no. And I was like, why? And they were like, you're coded for True Sky. Yeah. And I was like, okay. And it makes sense because I feel like I get the clearest like messages when I'm reading from people's True Sky charts. And so that's the system that I use, and it's been really, really great. Like I feel like people are either really confronted by it or they're like, oh my God, I've never looked at myself like that. Like that's so interesting. And so it's been interesting. Yeah. But yeah, that's why I use True Sky.
No, I love that. I mean, I feel like we live in a time where everyone is just so freaked out about what's the right thing. Yeah. And that's the problem. Yeah. And I just spiritually like really believe that there's truth in everything. Yep. And like there's all these different systems because I think any system can work. Yeah. And I really, exactly 100%. What you said of like, we're all coded differently, you know, and that experience that you were talking about, I've had at many points. I had that with like Ahai and, you know, every time I bump up against something where I'm really unlearning, and I've had a similar thing recently, like in the last week, I had a whole like breakdown that sounds kind of similar to that too. And it was about like the wellness space. And I kind of just had this whole moment where I was like, wow, like I've always really resonated with the wellness space. And I think I've tried for a long time to make all of this connect. Yeah. And I feel like in the last couple of months, like my lesson, my realization has been like, I just actually don't believe in any of this anymore. Like I actually, all of this stuff in holistic wellness and like where I've been trying to make it all connect and make sense, I think when it comes down to it, I'm like, honestly, like I don't believe in a lot of this, to be honest. Like if I really get clear on like what I think is true and what's coming through me and what I'm told and what I channel and also what actually works for my body. I'm like, every time I try to go the like wellness route, my body is like, no, it doesn't work for me. And when I go straight energy and I like forget about macronutrients and I forget about supplements and I'm just straight energetic, like things actually start to change really fast. And I had to kind of be like, wow, I realized that part of me that was like trying to hold on to that because it's like more about making other people feel comfortable, where it's like, oh no, this works and that works too. And I'm not saying it can't. I'm just saying like for me, I don't know that that's what I am supposed to represent, you know? And that's like what they tell me. It's like, no, like you're here to
do it different.
Yeah. Be like, I'm the energy person. Like that stuff doesn't work for me. Yeah. It just doesn't. And so, that was like another iteration I've been going through recently. And I really believe in that. I think we're all like, we all have certain things that we're supposed to experience and represent and be an example of. And other people have other things that work for them, because like many systems can work and be true at the same time. But like, you know, all advice doesn't apply to everybody.
Right.
And I feel like people just need to kind of understand that, you know?
Well, and I feel like you talk about discernment a lot, and I feel like it really is an opportunity for people to step into like their own discernment. And I mean, like I was telling Tainelli about this like before, right when I got here, like I always tell people, I'm like, because there are people that will be like, I can see them like physically getting like upset. And I mean, I got physically upset too. And I'm like, look, like, you don't have to listen to what I'm telling you. Like, if you don't feel like you have your Venus in Cancer, you resonate more with your Leo Venus, go based off your Leo Venus. You know, like, the chart doesn't lie. Like, I'm just here. I'm just reading the chart.
Yeah, but you're also using it as kind of an in-between to channel a style. And like, I think that was the thing for me. Like, for me with the True Sky, like I'm open to everything. You know, I'm not really like married to anything.
Oops.
And I could make an argument for all of these to be true. You know? But I kind of felt like, honestly, I don't know if, like, when I get my actual style board from you, like, I don't really know that I would feel like if you styled it based on my tropical or my True Sky, it would be that different. And like, I mean, I don't know if that's actually true, but in my mind, I'm like, I could look at this board and still get the same vibes. Like triple water sign, like it's still kind of similar, you know. But I also think, coming back to like multidimensional, like isn't that the thing with all of these systems? It's like, or look at human design. It's like, I could make it, I'm very much generator. I could make an argument that I'm something else, you know, like I can make an argument I'm a reflector. I literally could if I chose to see it through that lens. And I think when it comes to astrology, like, we have everything in us. We have all of the archetypes in us, you know, and I do think like you can make an argument either way. But to me, I also think it's like, I don't know that the medium to how you arrive there is that important, as long as like, if the style resonates with me, then like, that's the truth. Does it really matter how we got there? Personally,
I think that's most of my clients, like that's their perspective too, because like when they see it, I mean, I don't lead with the fact that I use True Sky, because I've also talked to my guides about that. They're like, it doesn't matter. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like I'm here to help people with their style at the end of the day, and I'm here to just use astrology to do that. And basically, like, when I'm delivering a board, like a mood board, I deliver it with a voice note, like how I did with you, and I like let them know any intuitive messages that come through. I just very briefly at the beginning, I'm like, so I work with True Sky, that's what this is how it differs in this system, you're this and this placements, and then I just go right into it. And I have never gotten, like, people are always just like, they care about what the visuals are, and they care about like, okay, how are you styling me? And so they're just like, okay, whatever, like, that's what I am. And like, unless if they're like super into astrology, I think sometimes people will be like, oh, whoa, like, what? But it's never been an issue, you know? And to speak to your point, sometimes it is like across the board, like the charts do carry a lot of the same energetics. And I think with yours, it is very similar.
It's pretty similar. It's kind of rearranged.
It's like rearranged. For other people, it's not as much. It just depends on the person. Like, if I were to style myself based off of my tropical, I would be dressing like Carolyn Bessette Kennedy. And that's not my energy. Right. And so it just depends. It just depends on the person. So why don't you explain, just so everybody's like on the same page, like what exactly you're doing? So I style people through the lens of their astrology chart. Should I tell them about how when I came down?
You should.
You brought it through. Okay.
How did it start?
Let's talk about how it started. Literally. Okay. So
classic.
It was like less than a year ago. It was in July.
It was
July of last year. You posted about your business retreat that you were hosting, and it was one of those things where I was like, I know I'm meant to be there. Like,
yeah.
There was not one question. And then I like reached out to you. I was like, I think I should come. And you were like, yeah, I think you should come.
Yeah.
I was like, no, no. There's like very few things that I feel like that happens with me. Like,
I love that.
I'm just like, I am meant to be there. And so at the time I didn't live here. So I like booked my flight, whatever. And then, you know, you did your channeling for all of our souls and like basically our soul mission. And it was so funny because you were like in it and you were just like, beauty codes. And I was like, what? And you were like, beauty codes. And I feel like mine was so quick. Like you went in and then you came out of your like the channeling and you just looked at me and you were like, well, I wasn't expecting that. And I was like, what does that mean? And then basically you were like, fashion, astrology. And I was like, no.
I know.
And I was like, no. And you were like, well, this is how you could do it. These are just some examples. And I was just like, you know, I could not, I was so far away from it at the time. And obviously you bring through our future self a lot. And so I was just like, okay, well, the fashion thing I can get behind. Like I was already getting really into like my outfits again. And so I started, you know, doing stuff around that. I tried exploring the astrological part of it, but it wasn't working. But I also realized I wasn't living in response. And that's something you've always told me. You're like, dude, you need to live in response. Like, stop trying to think shit up.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest life hack is actually following that.
Yeah, actually.
Stop your human design. Like, you told me that like 3 times before it actually hit. And then
Trust me, I get it though. Like I have to be reminded too.
Yeah, like, because I'm like, I get all these ideas and I'm like, oh, I want to do this.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then we had another session and you like cleared a bunch of shit for me. And then, because I was still like, the astrology thing is not working. And then like a week later, 3 women were like, that I was in a mastermind with, were like, will you create Pinterest boards for us based off of our astrology chart? And I was like, my whole body lit up around it.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, like, what do you want it to be around? And they were like, anything. And I was like, but like what? And they were like, anything.
Yeah.
Just like make it, we'll pay you, just do it. And I was like, okay. And so I did it and I just did it. Like I just did it. Like that's the only way I feel like I can explain it. I just looked at the chart, and this was before I got really intentional about calling in their higher self, because I didn't really realize that that's what I was doing. But like the first one that I ever did, like her grandma came through to me. Like it just opened me, and like I got a lot of intuitive messages. And then so I did 3 and they were all so different. And then I presented it to them and I was like so fucking nervous. I was like, how are they gonna receive this? I don't know what I did. They were like, oh my God, like I feel so seen. And of course it was all around their style and beauty. And I was like, this is what Christina was talking about.
Yeah.
And then like I moved here shortly after that, and then I came to one of your energy healings and I was like, I have to tell you something. And you were like, what? And I told you that story. And you were like, remember when you were like, no, like, I was just like, you know what? Like my mind could not have thought this up. Is the thing. Like it had to come through someone else, and I had to be invited into it. And I had to just do it without thinking about it. And then as I've gone on, like it's developed more and more and more. The more people that I've worked with, like, you know, it started off as like, okay, I'm creating Pinterest mood boards based off your astrology chart all around your beauty. And then it developed into, okay, I'm actually taking this and I'm actually styling you and I'm helping you like build a wardrobe out of it. And I'm coming over and doing a closet clean out, and we're doing styling sessions, and now it's just really evolved. And so, I take people's astrology charts, and I do really intentionally sit with their higher self now of like how do they want to express, like what is for like their highest and best, like for them to really embrace like who they came here to be. And that's what I do. Well, I have some points I want to make on that, because it's actually very helpful for me in explaining to people like this is the hardest part about my job, like for emotionally for myself, which is you know, as an intuitive,
the job is, I'm seeing the future.
Yeah.
I'm tapping into future you and highest self you. It's not the version of you that's already here, because otherwise we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Right.
And it's very common for people to push on the things that are most important to who they're meant to become. And this is where when people, it doesn't resonate. You have to be a lot more discerning than that, you know? Yeah. And I would say this is true for me too. There are so many things I receive where I'm like, no. And then guess what? 2 years later, I'm like, whoa, no, this was highest self me. And I think you're such a great example of like, you are 100% doing what you're here to do. Like you are so good at it. Like you're so good at it. I have worked with a lot of stylists before, and like you are right on the money. Like, and it's easy, it's fat, it's like, yes, this is like what I want, and I didn't have the words, or like I don't know how to describe that, you know. And it is this vehicle to step into a higher version of you, a more elevated, a truer version of you, and like feel like yourself. And that's what I said too. I'm like, I feel like myself. And I think a lot of times with other stylists, I didn't feel like myself. Yeah. Like, but you're just so good at it. It's like, you know, when people are doing, I mean, I feel like I'm this too. Like if you see me in my work, I do think humbly, it's like, I'm doing what I'm here to do. I'm like in my fucking flow, and like people have a certain vibe, like you doing this, Tyler behind the camera, like you just know when you're like, this is correct, right? There's a frequency to it, and there's a magnetism to it, and life starts to pick up when you're doing that thing, right? And it translates in your personal life. It just, things start to move, right? But my point is going back to where you started, like when I first said it to you and it was so like clear for me, and you were just like, no, I don't want to do that. There's so much resistance. And then after we did a whole session around clearing the resistance, and then everything came through, and they're like, oh yeah. And I think that's an important lesson for people, like whether you are working with an intuitive or you're getting a message from your higher self or your spirit guides or source or whatever. There are a lot of things we might receive that we resist against. And I think those are the most important things to pause and sit with and be like, is it possible that like that's the truer me, and I'm resisting the truer me? Yeah. You know, because look at how it panned out. But like that is the tension between where we are now and who we're meant to become. Right. And it can feel really messy. I mean, you were very anti.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I flat out to your face was like, no.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, I don't care.
You were just like, all right.
I know. I mean. And it's something that happens all the time with clients. And I'm like, look, I don't take it personally, but I'm not going to back down from like, this is correct. Right. You know, like, and people either never listen and they always stay stuck, or eventually it breaks down somewhere and they end up doing that thing, and they're like, oh yeah, I didn't listen to you 3 years ago, but like now here I am.
It can't, like, you can't miss it. Yeah, that's the thing. And like that's what happened with me, is like I wasn't trying. Like I legit was not trying to, like, the fashion thing, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try with that, but the astrology piece, I was like literally not trying, and then it came through someone else. And my whole body was just like, yes. And then it's just evolved. And I did have, you also said something else to me once. You were like, I was like, oh, like just when I moved to San Diego, like, you know, I'm going to be more open to like opportunities and blah, blah. And you were like, or ideas. And I was like, in my head, I was like, what? And you said that comes back to me all the time, because I got the idea for my It Girl series, which was like basically kind of like my coming out on Instagram as like, I'm doing this thing where I'm combining fashion and astrology. And I kept seeing it. Like it was like this vision in my head, and it was before I moved out, and I saw myself doing it in California. Like there were palm trees in the background, and I was like, I think I need to do this. Like, I don't know. And so I styled like different outfits all around, you know, each zodiac sign, and it was like a whole thing. I was like wishing I had a Tinelli, because I was like out on the street like with my tripod doing, I was like, I just want to do this styling. But anyways, it was a whole thing, but I did it. And that was what, and then that was like around, that was when you were like, oh my gosh, like you purchased your glow up. And then other people started seeing it. And like, that was what I believe, that was what really like started getting things going for me. And I listened to that, and I like reflected back, and I was like, that's what she was talking about with the idea.
Yeah. It's funny. I mean, I just think it's such an important lesson that so many people can connect to, myself included. There are so many things that have come into my reality that I just wasn't clicking with.
Yeah.
And then like things shift and you see it in action. You're like, oh no, that's right.
Yeah.
You know, and it all sorts itself out.
Yeah.
But I mean, I tell everybody to get it done because I just think it's so liberating and so important. I think it's such a big part of higher self-expression. I think that is really important for like your channel, like your whole connection. Like if I don't feel like myself, if I don't feel fully comfortable with myself, then I can't actually drop in, you know? And I think that, you know, our style is such an important piece of our expression, our creative expression, how we feel. It's one of the most helpful ways to manifest, to jump timelines. I mean, it's all relevant, you know, and I think it's a really underutilized tool for people in the spiritual space. Guess what? We are living in a physical reality.
Right.
Like we use anchors. We use anchors to shift into different timelines and to embody, express different parts of ourselves, you know? So I know there's like different levels to working with you. I don't know what they all are because I did all of them. But like, you know, just the Pinterest board. I think when I saw the Pinterest board, I was like, it's still my inspo. It's like it's like you can use it as like a vision board. Yeah, basically. Oh, totally. You know, like all of the colors and the textures and even just like when random things will come in for you, like I did the sleepover that you said.
Oh my God, you know? I've been meaning. I was like, wait, I was like looking at all your photos and I was like, she did.
I did the sleepover and it was amazing. I did the sleepover, or just even like hairstyles or little jewelry, like nails, like things like that. That pop in. I think that's all so helpful, and it just kind of like puts a visual to ideas, and I find that really helpful. You know. So, there's that. And then there's the full like lookbook shopping part. And then there's like actual styling sessions in the closet. Clean out. And like those can all be kind of done. Right. So when you are channeling somebody's style. Are you considering at all what their previous style is? Or are you just going straight off the newness?
So I don't really consider what their previous style is, but I do consider their preferences.
Okay.
And if it were up to me, I wouldn't. I'm gonna be totally honest. Because similar to like you, where you're bringing through like a future timeline, like so am I. Like I'm bringing through like how people's higher self like want them to express, and that's not always like all of it isn't always.
It's usually not
what they want. And like that happened for me too. Like when I first started exploring like dressing for my Sagittarius Venus, I was like, I'm not fucking boho. Like what? I'm not doing that. But then I started doing it and it opened me up so much. And so anyways, I do an intake now where because I find that it saves time, like going back and forth. And so I do ask, like, what are your preferences? Like, what do you want me to stay away from? And I do notice that sometimes that gets in the way of my channeling because I'm like taking into account, like, they're human, right? But I feel like I've been really developing just this way of being like I've gotten to a point where I'm like, okay, I know this isn't going to resonate with them right now, but I'm putting it on the board anyways. And because I'm going to do them a disservice if I don't. Because
I love that. I think it's good to be pushed.
It is. And I do push people. Like I had a client recently and like she's got a lot of Capricorn, but she's got a Pisces Venus. And like Pisces loves flow. Like Pisces and Cancer, like you can't put them in jeans. Like they're like, don't put me in like restrictive clothing.
You know, FML.
Like you have a Pisces rising. Like it's, you know, you get it. But she also has a ton of Capricorn. And so like a ton. And that's like more structured clothing, like whatever. And that's really what she's tapped into right now. And so I was like, I really want you to be wearing more skirts, like dresses. And she was like, you know what, that's just not gonna happen right now. But then like we had a conversation and I was like really just sharing her astrology with her, and she was so open. I was like, even if this isn't for you right now, I feel like in the future, like I do see you like wearing more skirts. And she was like, I do too. And so I think that it's like really about like putting it on the board, and then like you said, you always go back to it. Like this process of like dressing in the way, like the work that I'm doing is like an opening for people. And it takes time. Like it took me time to like really get into like all the accessorizing and everything that I want to do with my style, because it was confronting for me of like, where do I not want to be seen? Like, where do I not want to be seen as too much? Like, I don't want to be too loud, because that's something that I was always, you know, told when I was younger. I was too loud and all that. Yeah, but same. I'm like, I'm like, hi, I'm a Leo rising. Like I'm meant to be fucking loud. And you know, and so it's the same for my clients, right? And everybody has their own thing. And so that's where it's really interesting, is like dressing in this way, like self-expression is literally like, and how we dress, it's like, it's how we express ourselves every single day. So when you're not placing like value on it, why? Because that is just, you're just doing a disservice to yourself. And like, for me, I did that the longest time. I was like, I don't care about how I dress. I don't care about my makeup. I don't care about any of it. But that was also because I wasn't feeling confident in any area of my life. And I was just not wanting to be seen. I was literally putting a blanket over myself. Yeah. Because I wasn't putting intention into like how I expressed. And so that's what this work does, is it like really helps you like put that intention into like, how am I getting dressed every day? And like, it really is like so important. Like it matters. Like we're humans. Like it's not superficial. It's not vain. Like, cause you know, we're taught that as well, because they, you know, they don't want us to like be expressing the way that we're meant to. But and then also it's just really easy to get lost in trends, right? Like it's really easy to look around and be like, I don't really know what looks like me. That's the number one thing I get with my clients. And I would say that's the best thing that I help people with, is like finding what feels like them. Yeah. Like, because I'm not following trends. Like, unless if you're got a Gemini likes a trend, but I'm not following trends. Like I'm literally like doing like what your placements are telling me, what your soul is telling me, and then like we're going from there. And that's why it resonates with people. Like you can't make it up, and it's that's also just the power of astrology. Yeah. Like
it's also longer lasting. Like I feel like for me now, I have a very clear roadmap of like what I can and can't buy, and so it stops me from like buying extra stuff that I'm not gonna wear. Exactly. And I like having those guidelines, and I think I used to buy a lot of stuff that like I was like, that's cute, but then it never all went together, and I never actually wore it, and I didn't have a clear style. And you know, I think I have so much to say about all of that. The other thing that's very real, like, well, one, it changes your personality and how you show up. And I have always felt extremely connected to that from a young age. But even what we were talking about, I'm like, you know, if I'm in oracle mode, I need to wear a certain type of outfit. And that is very different than if I am not in oracle mode. And for me, putting on the costume opens up the channel for me. And I think that's true with everything. Like me being in healer mode, I need to wear a different outfit than me going out to brunch with the girls. Yeah. And because it really just naturally turns on a different part of me.
100%.
But I'll also say, you know, I think whether or not people want to admit this, I mean, again, it's part of how you're expressing your frequency. Yeah. And it plays such a big role in magnetism and how people receive you. And I know for me, we've talked about this, like I look young and I am received drastically differently depending on what I'm wearing. Like I have to be very conscious of it. And especially like, you know, I've always been starting to even out because now I'm in my 30s, but like, you know, I started my business when I was 19. And so I was always like this super young person in a room with older people. And like, you have to learn to carry yourself to be taken seriously. And I'm very good at that with my personality, but like the way you dress matters, you know, and even just getting certain opportunities, like it or not, like you got to dress for the job you want, you know, like people are going to perceive you differently. You know, we're talking about like going to, like for me, like getting my new car or like going and looking at houses, like what I wear matters. I'm sorry, it does.
It
like
does.
If I'm wearing just like old sweats and a ratty t-shirt, like it's a very different perception than like, hey, I care about, I look put together. I look like I'm intentional.
Right.
I am giving the vibe that I feel good in my body and I'm comfortable with myself.
Right.
Like versus I'm uncomfortable and I don't know who I am. Like, am I hiding? Am I open?
Yeah.
All of that really translates. And I know it to be true that we are perceived so differently and like received just drastically differently depending on what we wear and how we show up, you know? And I think that's I'll just say even like brand building, or dating, like those are two areas where you got to dress for the job.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Oh my gosh.
You're like big time, you know, because you're telling people who you are.
Absolutely.
And it also doesn't have to be expensive. It just has to be intentional. And I think that's where it's like I know for mine, you know, you're like reusing a lot of the same pieces over and over again. And then I learn like, oh, and this is what's so great about my closet. I'm like, I can pick anything and I know like almost everything can go together.
Yeah.
And I never had that before.
Yeah.
And so it's way easier to plan outfits and like reuse things. And before it was like, I have this one top and it can only go with this. And then this can only go with this. And it was so hard to get dressed. And now it's not hard to get dressed. Like everything goes with each other. And usually, like, honestly, pretty much every morning I just open up my lookbooks and I pick something. Yeah. And that's literally how I get dressed.
Yay.
It makes it so much easier. You know,
this is like music to
my
ears.
Yeah. So it is so important. And I think most people in general in life, like whether it's like they're building their business or they have a certain like personal goal or they want to feel differently, most people don't have what they want just because they're prioritizing the wrong things.
Right.
And most of the things that people think they shouldn't prioritize are the things that they should. Yeah. And that's the difference between someone who's successful and someone who's not. Like people make judgments on things that I prioritize. Yeah. Like, I mean, I feel like I said this already, but sorry, Mom. My mom was giving me shit for my clothes. She's like, I can't believe that you're buying all these clothes, blah, blah. And I was like, Mom, I'm like, what do you think helped me buy this house? Like, how I show up gets me career opportunities that then allow me to afford my life. Yeah. And like, but in her mind, she's like, you can't be spending money on all these things. And I'm like, priorities off. That's what you don't get. And most people are like that, you know? Trust me, they're like that. It's like me when I'm like, hey, you need to get a professional logo. I don't want to spend the money on that. I'm like, okay. Yeah. The second you have something that looks professional, like it's going to change for you.
Well, and that, especially the nature of my work. I mean, like my work is pretty much all referral because of that. Yeah. Like, I mean, I was taught that. Even like, I think about one of my most recent like full service clients. Like she was like, she told me, we just wrapped up working together. And she was like, I'm not going to lie. Like when I signed up to work with you, I was like, oh my God, this is like not logical at all. And like, I'm spending so much money on like my clothes. And like, I feel like, what am I doing? And she was like, and everyone in her, like her around her were like, you're doing what? Like, why are you doing that? Why are you spending money on that? And now she's like, it's the best thing I ever did. Yeah. Like she was like, she was like, I feel so confident in what I'm wearing. I literally get compliments everywhere I go. Like my one friend who was literally questioning me at the beginning, like he's literally now like, okay. Like, I'm starting to see it. Yeah. And because it changes you. It literally changes you. Like
100%.
Everything about you. Yeah. And like you're a walking example of that. I'm a walking example of that. Like, and then, you know, my clients too, it's like, it's just so important, but I feel like people don't get it until they see it. Yeah. And they're like, what's different about you? Yeah. And you're like, I changed my wardrobe.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly. Exactly. And I get compliments every single day. And like I said, I'm like, I honestly think long term it saves me money because I'm not buying other stuff. Like I have everything I need. Yeah. And again, it's not like the trend. It's not like trends. No, you know?
It's not.
It's like, this is my style and I know, you know, and I have everything I need. But yeah, I just think that what's funny is I'm like, how do I say this? Like kind of going back to, okay, if you want to be a billionaire, you have to learn how billionaires think. Yeah. And when I talk to people I know who are billionaires, I'm like, okay, yeah, the way you think is definitely different than me. Like I have to notice that gap. Yeah. Right. And I look at all like my friends who have like much bigger brands and what, and I'm like, literally all of them have stylists.
Yeah.
Literally all of them, their clothes, they have somebody who like packs for vacations for them, plans every outfit for events, does all their shopping. Like that's normal for all of them.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things. It's like, oh, you know, everybody who, you know, grew their business really fast has a business coach. Interesting. Maybe I should get one. Everybody who is super successful has an astrologer and a psychic and a stylist and you know, a somatic like, and you start to realize that. And I think most people just don't even think about it that way.
Yeah.
But it is such a powerful tool. I mean, we wear clothes every single day. And so if every single day you're not wearing clothes that you like or that express the real you, like, and that's the thing. And I think this is where we both have that part going on where like I'll be in a session with someone, I'm like I'm not doing people's style, but there might be, I'm like, you have the wrong hair color.
Yeah.
Like, and it's literally affecting your frequency and your ability to attract things in. And people want to say that's not true. It's true. Like, if you are not authentically expressing, I mean, this could show up with tattoos. People don't like that, you know, but like, and so we'll just have to neutralize the effect of that on their body. But it's like, if you have a hair color that's completely opposite your true soul coding, you are not emitting your soul code frequency. And that makes you hard to find for all of the things that are meant for you. It's like that mathematical from my perspective. And I'm telling you, I've done this work for a long time and it's true. Yeah. People change their hair color and guess what happens? This happens a lot with my celebrity clients where they're like, they want a role. Yeah. Or they want an award. And I'm like, you're not going to get it with that hair color. And they're like, no, but I want this hair. I'm like, you gotta change. Guess what happens? You know, it's like literally because on the timeline where you get that award, you don't have that hair color. Sorry,
it's crazy.
You know, so I know no one wants to hear it. I don't want to hear it either. You know, which funny enough, Jess told me I should be a redhead, which
is so wild.
I might never get on my highest self timeline.
It came through so clearly for you. That's happened to me a few times though. Only a few where I'm like. So this is what I'm learning is sometimes what comes through color wise doesn't match the human vessel. Because I've recently got myself trained in color by a color expert because I was like, okay, but like colors are coming through for my clients that are like not good on them, like physically. And that happened with you. It was like, she needs to dye her hair red. And you were like, I'm like a soft summer, like I can't.
But you know what I could see with that, like the frequency of that felt correct, but like not actually on my face. And by that I mean like, I have a very like fairy frequency thing to me. Yeah. Like the other version of me is like Tinkerbell. Like the other version of me is like, you know, I'm a fairy in the forest with like little like. Gemini like little skirt thing and I'm flying around in like a strawberry blonde hair. Like
that's exactly what it was with strawberry blonde.
Like that's very much the vibe. And so frequency wise I'm like that matches.
Okay, well that makes sense.
My skin tone, and actually I do, when I was really young my hair was a bit more strawberry blonde because it was very blonde but it had a little bit of that to it. So I get it frequency wise. And that's why I think it's like, I think especially with the Pinterest board, it's there's a lot. I mean, I bought so many clothes just straight off of that, but it's also kind of like a mood, like a frequency to it. It totally you know, it's like this is, oh wow, this is very ethereal, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's giving you that essence.
Yeah, it's like a portal to like your essence. Yeah, and like I mean, I made one for myself and like I go back to it when I feel like I need to like retap in. Yeah. And like, but hearing you say that is really affirming too, because what I've been learning is like, because sometimes people just do the mood board with me. They don't do like the full styling piece of it. And like I tell them if they do the full styling piece, I'm like, hey, just so you know, because I don't do the color analysis on them unless if they're doing the full styling, because like, you know, and it's like, hey, just so you know, like some of the things that come through like color wise like may not be the same as like what we're actually going to dress you in, just because like we have to match it to like your undertone and stuff like that. But I do allow, like, it's not my business to get in the way of what comes through. Yeah. And that's like the number one thing that I've been learning is, I mean, it's been a process. Like I've been learning that because I'm just like, oh, okay, well, like with you, I was like, well,
it's really
so strong.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's really helpful to know, even if I'm not going to implement it, because I want to know the truth of the vibe. Like I want to know the truth of the frequency.
Yeah.
So I think that is really helpful.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's good to know.
So I'm curious if we could quickly run down the different signs and give me like a couple of words that describes like the vibe style wise.
Let's do it.
I mean, where do you want to start?
Well, we can go in order.
Okay. You want to start?
Yeah, we'll start with Aries. Okay, Aries, bold, innovative. With my Aries clients, like I've had 2 now, and like with prominent Aries placements that I style around, and both of them, like their higher self was like, they have like ways of dressing that they know they want to do, but they're not letting themselves do it because like it hasn't been done before. And I've communicated that, and I've been like, you're gonna teach me shit. Like you're gonna show me how to style something because you're an innovator. You're a trendsetter. Like you're starting. And it needs to be really, it's like very bold. Like there is a little bit of a power femme with Aries. Like I do get like blazers, but like mixing them with like tights and like a heel, like it's gotta be like something that you don't usually see.
Okay.
And it also has to be like, I also get sporty.
Yeah. I know.
God. You love that.
I'm like, it's so weird. Yeah. I mean, it's just like, yeah, I love my Aries.
Yeah. Like the Nike kicks.
I love my Aries.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but
you should try it. Have you tried it on fully? Like,
no, I haven't. Maybe
you should try it.
Maybe you need to give me like a full Aries outfit.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Actually, there are times like I had worn this cute outfit. I thought it was cute. I was wearing like those flare leggings and that jacket.
Yeah, the
bomber thing. Yeah, and my Nikes. Yeah. And like I was like, I love this outfit, and I also was like, I don't feel like this is me. You know what I mean? Like it's like super cute. It is, yeah. But I'm like, I don't feel like this is correct. You know, like yeah. I'm like, I feel like I'm supposed to be like.
Yeah, you're supposed to be more ethereal.
Yeah,
like totally. Like, and I remember you asking me that when I was at your house. You were like, but. Can you just like style, like can we do the Aries? Like, I was like, I mean, you can, like,
but it just doesn't
and
feel
and
good.
when that comes up, I would encourage you to like try it on again. Like put on your Aries outfits.
I think that there's a lot of things like what I was saying. I'm like, oh man, I wish I was a Cap. Like
I know, I was like, why?
I don't know, I just like it. Like I just like it. But whatever. Okay, let's just continue.
Okay.
That's Aries.
I will say that's an important point too to notice is like it is very possible to be really drawn to certain styles and really like certain styles, but to also know that they're not you.
Yeah.
And
that's the thing.
And that's totally okay.
I think that's how I'll speak for myself. That's how I used to shop. Like I shopped based off what I was drawn to.
Yeah.
But then it's not necessarily you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like you can love a style and appreciate it and it can look really good on someone else.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that when you put it on, it feels like
exactly.
You. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what the work that I do helps you tap into. And I mean, that's what like Halloween is for.
Exactly.
Like, literally dress up in ways that aren't you.
Yeah.
For like Halloween and like parties and
stuff. Yeah. 100%.
Okay. Taurus.
Yeah.
Taurus, there's like 2 types of women. Because Aphrodite's been coming in hot with Taurus. So there's like
love.
Yeah, I mean, you're like so Aphrodite coded. Actually, when Aphrodite first came through to me, you immediately, they were like Christina, and I was like, and then like
my girl,
and then you won the styling session for me, or you got it because you know you referred someone. And then when I was over at your house, you were like, I need more like goddess outfits.
Yeah.
And I was like, no wonder they popped Christina in my head.
Yeah.
When Aphrodite
literally all the like berries and like magenta.
And it's like, and even like the top you're wearing right now, like it's flowy and it looks goddess coded. Like so there are like the Taurus women who are very Aphrodite coded, like they're meant to be wearing like capes and like dresses. I always get monochromatic vibes with Taurus because Taurus is very elevated. Taurus is very chic. Taurus is like here to remind us of like how beautiful pleasure is. Pleasure in the sense of like touch and smell and like taste. And so it's like having clothes that like look really luxurious and like feel really good on your body. Like that is very Taurus coded. And like honestly, it's like very goddess inspired, very elevated, luxury coded.
Love it.
Yeah. There is another type of Taurus woman though who I haven't worked with yet, but they are very just connected to the earth, and they don't care about the luxury aspect as much, but they do care about the quality of the clothing, like organic cottons, hems, stuff like that. But they just want to be natural. They want to be barefoot. They want to have their hands in their garden, like, and they want clothes that are just like flowy. But both women are like, love a monochromatic vibe. I don't know what it is with Taurus. It's like, it's simplistic. That's what it is. All the earth signs have this like simplicity with their outfits, because earth signs are simple. Earth signs are very to the point. They're very like, this is how it is. Like, that translates to their clothing
100%.
So that's Taurus. Gemini. Okay, Gemini has 2 personalities. Are we surprised? No. First personality is like super fun, super flirty, super girly girl. Always connected to the inner child. That came through with you because you're Gemini sun. So like super girly. I get a lot with Geminis like having a shrine to like your girlhood. Like having a vanity. Literally. Like that is literally your shrine. Because it's just like you love being a girl. Like you're a girly girl. Loves to jump on a trend. Gemini loves to jump on a trend. Like Y2K is really trending hot right now. Like that's very Gemini. And gets really bored with clothes really fucking fast. And we'll throw them away. Like
story of my life.
Yeah. So
me every 3 months. I need a whole new wardrobe.
Literally. I was like, okay. And so with Gemini, it's like, you cannot put a Gemini into like a box with style, because they're going to want to change their style all the time. And that's aligned for them. And that really is representative of Gemini. Gemini is meant to show us how to embrace change. And then, so that's personality 1. Personality 2, I get with my older clients, and it's this very like preppy kind of like Hamptons vibes, like, very sophisticated, very mature, but still has this like undertone of like, I'm flirty, like I'm always, it's
like Cher from Clueless.
Yes. And a little bit of like Gossip Girl,
like Blair Waldorf.
Like has that sophisticated edge, but that's also because Gemini is like very intelligent. Like Geminis are super smart, but no matter what, they're always gonna have this like undertone of like flirtation and like socialization, like whatever that may be. So it's like this very mature, elevated, but still elevated look with personality 2. Lots of layering, like knits and stuff. And then Cancer. Charlotte York from Sex and the City is so Cancer coded. Oh my God. Okay. Cancer is like, again, all the water signs love a flowy moment, especially Cancer and Pisces. Like it's like literally jeans, throw them out the window. But with Cancer, it's like very classy, very elevated. Like a Cancer woman is like so classy, and like it kind of like loves to be the hostess with the mostest vibes. It's very Cancer, like A-line midi dresses, like always looking put together, like wearing a kitten heel pretty much all the time, pearl moments. That's Cancer. I feel like, am I explaining them enough? I'm trying to go through it quickly.
You're doing great.
Okay. Cancer, Leo. Okay, Leos are so loud. Like animal print as a neutral. I always say like any type of animal print. And how that comes through is different for every client. Like sometimes it's just in their shoes. Sometimes it's full on everything. Also connected back to the inner child. What did you like to wear when you were a little girl? That came through really strong for me, and naturally I loved wearing cheetah print. Like and so I started bringing that back into my wardrobe. And sexy edge. Leo loves a sexy moment, and like, you know, clothing that is like more form fitting and like shows off the bod. Like Leo loves that. Statement pieces, statement jewelry, whatever is going to get you noticed. Like Leo, I mean, it's so natural for a Leo to command the attention in the room. So it's like Leo needs to be wearing something that when they walk in, people are going to be like, who the fuck just walked in? And what is she wearing? Like, so that's definitely statement pieces. Virgo, right? Virgo. Sometimes I'm like, am I in order? 2 types of women with Virgo too. first woman is very like simplistic, very clean, asymmetrical. Like shirts and stuff are very big with Virgo because they love like the cleanliness of the lines. Like
that
it's
makes
like
sense. Yeah.
It's very simplistic, but it's very chic still. And I get a lot of lace with Virgo, no matter which women. And I think I have a whole thing around Virgo. Like, I think that mainstream astrology really types Virgos to be very like masculine.
Oh,
and like, because like you always hear about like the practicality, the analytical nature, which is very true. Like Virgos are very practical and analytical, but that's just like a natural like superpower that they have. But they're so connected to the earth. And Virgos are very much here, especially the Virgo women that I work with. I'm like here to remind them of their softness. And that's something that I'm like been told like time and time again. And so I think the lace, it really brings through this like delicate like softness for them of like showing the world like this softness. Like it comes through a lot in like headscarves, but clothing too. So I love styling my Virgo clients with lace. So that's like style one is just like very simple, form-fitting usually, not a lot of patterns. Like Virgo, again, earth sign to the point. Second Virgo woman, which is this is who I work with more often, is like this like soft boho where, and this was very surprising for me. Like when I first started getting the aesthetics of that, I was like, what? Like this is not like, I've never seen this before, especially with Virgo. But the reason for that is because, and specifically these women are here to connect us back to the earth somehow, some way with whatever they're doing. And their clothing needs to be flowy. It needs to allow them to be connected to the outside world. So like they need to be able to feel the earth, like the air touching their skin. Like they need to be able to just flip their shoes off and go walk barefoot in the middle of the woods. Like that is very Virgo. And so it's like this very soft boho, like with Sag is very boho too, but it's very muted, like, and not in a bad way. It's like just soft, earthy tones. Virgo also cares so much about the quality of the fabrics. Honestly, I would argue more than Taurus. My Virgo clients are always like, the fabric quality has to be, it's gotta be. And I'm like, that's fine. But it's just going to make styling a little more limited. And they're usually okay with that because that's a very deep value. Libra is very elevated. I was asking Tynelli before this. I was like, do you have Libra placements? And he was like, what? And I was like, because he's just like so naturally inclined to fashion.
I don't know what he is in True Sky, but has a lot of Capricorn.
Okay.
In his tropical.
Okay. Interesting.
But I don't know his.
Aren't
you Capricorn? Wasn't it Sag? Was the
Sag rising?
Yeah, it was like he had double Cap and then a Sag in his tropical.
Well, he's just like so naturally like he has like an eye for like aesthetics and beauty. Like
well, we don't know what his. I mean, we know his True Sky. We don't know his Venus.
I'd be so curious. But with Libra, it's very like Audrey Hepburn, like very elevated. And like when you think about it, Audrey Hepburn was a humanitarian, and like that's very Libra, socialite energy. So I'm sorry, if you're a Libra Venus or Libra rising, like you have to be elevated in every single moment. Like throw out the sweats, throw out the tennis shoes.
Oh my god,
it's not happening. That's Libra. Libra also loves floral moments. Like I get so many floral moments with Libra. Whether that's like in their clothes or shoes, whatever. So that's Libra. And then we have Scorpio. Scorpio. Witchy, like dark, moody, dramatic. Definitely has a sexy edge depending on the person. Like, I mean, because Scorpios are here to like make us more comfortable with that aspect of ourselves, right? And so like when a Scorpio is dressing super sexy, it's very activating for us women, especially like Scorpio Venus, because like they're literally meant to activate that for us as women. So I'm like telling my Scorpio Venus clients, like, you got to bring out the sexy, like even, and it's like not even it's like so you can activate us women into like, you know, that doesn't even mean that we're gonna be dressing sexy, but it's seeing that is going to activate something in us energetically, especially when it's like your Venus sign. Like that's what I was telling all the women that were at my event this last weekend. I was like, when you're dressing for your Venus sign, like you are activating something in every woman around you, whether you realize it or not. Like it's not, and that doesn't even mean they're gonna go take it and like dress that way. It's like an energetic activation. You know what I mean? So that's the big thing with Scorpio, and like really embracing the witch that you are, wearing a lot of dark colors. I do try to get a lot of my clients out of black, but with Scorpio, it's very aligned because dark colors are harder to read your energy. Yeah. So it's like Scorpio gives off this, like, Scorpio doesn't want everybody knowing what's going on. Like Scorpio is like private. And so it's like wearing dark colors is very aligned for Scorpio because it literally is harder for people to like get a read on like what they're feeling and like stuff like that. And it closes them off a little bit. So it's aligned. Okay. Ophiuchus. This is a whole thing. This could be a whole episode.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to go fast too, but okay, so Ophiuchus is known as the 13th zodiac sign. It was omitted from mainstream astrology, I believe, just to make things like even to align with like the Gregorian calendar of 12 months. But it sits on the ecliptic between Scorpio and Sagittarius, and it's okay, everything that I'm going to disclose that everything that I'm sharing is channeled, like, from me. Like, I've sat with Ophiuchus. Yeah. And the energy of Ophiuchus is like, I don't give a fuck about anything or anyone. I am who I am. And that's it. And it's all about being in the present and using frequency to heal. Like you have your midheaven in Ophiuchus in this system, and you literally use Ahai. Yeah. Kaylin has her Ophiuchus in Venus, and Venus and Ophiuchus. Yeah. And she literally uses EDM to heal. Like she's guiding people through. That is the most Ophiuchus coded thing ever. Yeah. Like she's guiding people through EDM meditations. And it's been really interesting because when I started connecting with Ophiuchus, I was like, she's like, I don't have aesthetics. Yeah. Like it's for the person. And like the one thing is like they need to be dressing fully for who they are in that moment. No past versions of self in any way, shape, or form. And they also need to be dressing in a way that is embodying how they're healing and whatever that looks like for them. For healing, like she's like the best example I can think of. She's wearing like crystals and stuff like that. Like she uses that to heal, right? Like, so, and I had two women that had Ophiuchus Venuses at the last, at my event. And I was just like, your style is like so dependent on your inner work and like what you're doing. And that's how, like, you're a lot of it is like, you're going to tell me how you want to express. And I think that that's the thing, because like when I'm trying to get a read on my Ophiuchus clients, I don't get as much because there's this lesson for them specifically in they need to figure it out. Like they need to go inward and like come out with how they want to express. There's a lesson around that. And Taylor Swift is an Ophiuchus sun. And when you look at where she started and where she is now, like she's never stayed the same. Yeah. So that's like one example.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's like a whole thing. But and then we have Sag. So I'm a Sagittarius Venus. So this one hits home. Super boho. Yeah. Like gypsy vibes. I get a lot of Western aesthetics with Sag, which like when I first started dressing this way, I was like, I'm not wearing fucking cowboy boots. Like, now naturally I have a pair and I love them. I just got a fringe skirt, like, all the things.
It's so funny because I wouldn't think that for Sag.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. It's I don't know what it is. It's something with like, there's just this like it's a little edgy to me, but like not super. I don't know what the Western part is yet. I don't, but I always get that. Yeah. But the gyps or the boho makes so much sense because it's like Sagittarius wants to travel the world, right? And doesn't want to feel tied down. And it's just like Sagittarius is like a gypsy vibes.
Yeah.
Like, and so that's what comes through with clothes. Capricorn.
Yeah.
Very like old money vibes. Capricorns love having like a minimal capsule wardrobe, like investment pieces. Like a Capricorn Venus or rising, but especially Venus is going to know, like, they're going to see like a $3,000 leather jacket and they're going to be like, done. I'm buying that because I'm going to have it for the rest of my life. Yeah. When you think about it, it's like Capricorn's here for the long haul. Like whatever they're doing, it's like, it's for the long haul with a Capricorn. It's the same with their wardrobe. Like they want pieces that are going to last them for forever, but they don't want a lot of pieces. So it's got to be, it's like really quality over quantity, and it's very simple, like very simple with Capricorn. Again, Carolyn Bessette Kennedy is like one of the best examples of that. And wearing like structured clothing, mixing it with more feminine pieces, like mixing masculine and feminine pieces is really big with Capricorn. So yeah. And then Aquarius. Wild card. I'm like, there's so many things I could say about Aquarius. Like aesthetically, it's like all over the place, like super bright colors, mixing things that you wouldn't think would go together, like pushing style boundaries on purpose. Thrifting and vintage is huge with Aquarius for two reasons. Number one, they of course like have to be original to who they are. Like Aquarius is like don't even want to be human, so it's like they're you will never catch them on a trend. Never. And then it's also they care so much about the collective. Like every Aquarius that I know is like whatever placement they have, like they're very into politics, they're very into like the world, like they want the world to be a better place. That's very in alignment for them. And when you're thrifting, it's more sustainable. It's better for the earth. I have an Aquarius client right now who that's like her number one value. And it's because of, she's like, I hate fast fashion. Like, so that's very Aquarius coded. And then like, there's just so many things like you can put together with an Aquarius that like, you're like, this doesn't usually work, but for you it does. And then Pisces is super ethereal, super mermaidy, like loves accessories. Oh my God. Pisces loves to wear tons of jewelry, like layer on the pearls, like layer on everything. And like, the mermaid vibes, like sequins, like even like mermaid silhouettes, pastel colors are really big with Pisces. And this is because like Pisces is so ethereal that like when you're wearing clothing that speaks to that, it helps people feel your essence and see your essence of like you're so much deeper than your human form. And like very flowy, like ruffle moments with Pisces. Love. I just talked so much. I tried to go fast.
Who can wear jeans? Anybody? Are jeans just out?
Okay, so here's the thing with like my energetics. Like I feel like they don't want me to be like, it always has to be elevated. But I do feel like in general Capricorn is great with jeans. Aries great with jeans. Gemini can rock a fun jean. Same with Aquarius, they do what they want. I mean, Sag, I love a bell-bottom jean on. It just depends. Like we can work jeans in there. It's just not what I naturally. It's not what I'm shown. Like you know,
makes sense. Makes sense. Do you feel like so far with people you've worked with, do they tend to be in the vicinity, or do you feel like it's a lot of like total overhaul, complete transformation compared to how they usually dress?
It depends. Like one client I just had, it was a total overhaul. Like she was dressing like completely opposite. And then like one of my clients that I have right now, she's got a lot of Aquarius and Leo. She's like already on that track, and it's just more about like bringing it more together and like making her outfits be more cohesive, and also like making them a little bit louder. It just depends on the person.
Okay.
Yeah. But multiple times it's been full overhaul.
Yeah. I mean, where do you think I was?
You were full overhaul. Full overhaul. Are you kidding? Your closet clean out took 7 hours.
I know. We didn't finish.
We were dying.
I know. I didn't
By
finish.
the end of it, we were like, okay.
I was like 2 cups of coffee in. I'm like, I can't do it anymore.
I was like, give me a matcha.
I know. There's a lot in there.
Yeah.
But we kept a good amount of stuff.
We did.
Too.
Totally.
But we also got rid of a lot of stuff.
We got rid of a lot.
But yeah, I think I'm just such a like an extremist. I'm like,
yeah,
get rid of it if it's not me.
I know.
Like, because otherwise I will keep using it. And so I literally just need it gone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, and you had a lot of like boho pieces and like your energy is like, no boho. When I was like updating your like with all of like the Aphrodite inspired stuff with the goddess looks, there's a lot of kind of boho leaning looking dresses, and your energy was like,
I know.
No.
Yeah. That's what's hard. It's like, 'cause
it was so hard.
Yeah, it tends to be like that.
But it's like that's where like your energy is very good with more of like the chiffons and the silks and the satins versus the like hemp and the bamboo and like linen. Yeah. It just because the linen it doesn't look as elevated. Yeah. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. So. I get a little bit of it in there. But no, I mean, I think it's been so good for me. I love it. Yeah. And I also feel like kind of going back to the beginning, we were talking about boundaries, like, you know, I think the big push was, okay, actually getting dressed every day. Yeah. And the comments I get from other,
sorry.
They're fine. And the comments I get from other people, it's like, why are you so dressed up? And I think that's been a really important thing to kind of rewire in other people. Like, I can wear whatever I want, whenever I want. Yeah. And I think so much of that, like we've talked about, it's so like location based, you know, like I'm so excited about LA because it's like, it's normal to dress. Down here in San Diego,
it's totally not.
I mean, like we went out to a nice dinner and people are in like ratty t-shirts.
I know.
With shorts and we're all looking cute. And we're like, where are we? You know? So, and I just don't like that. It's like everybody just wears jeans and a crop top.
I know.
And
and then you stick out like a I was actually thinking about you because I went to a coffee shop like a few weeks ago and I was wearing like one of my dresses with like one of my headscarves. Like I looked super cute and like dressed up, and I was sticking out. I went into this coffee shop and literally everybody looked frumpy. I'm just gonna say it. I'm like, y'all are frumpy. Yeah. And I'm like standing there and people are like staring at me like, why are you so dressed up? And I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Like,
I know. It's so odd to me. Yeah. Like you go somewhere like LA or New York and like
it's the norm.
Yeah.
It's like we'd probably look underdressed.
Exactly. We would, you know? So it's so interesting, but I think that's a really good thing about like learning, like feeling that energetic of how do I feel about being seen? Like for that reason, you know, if I'm going somewhere and I look good and I notice everybody's staring at me and thinking like, why is she's really dressed up? Like, how do I feel in that scenario? Do I retract? Do I be like, oh, or do I own it and be like, you can wear whatever you want every day of your life.
And that's also you just being like, I'm just being myself.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so I think there are so many deeper energetic lessons in it. And even just like the closet clean out, the emotions, and I remember like after that being like, I literally can't go wear my old clothes because they're not here anymore, you know, and that pushes you. It does in really good ways. So I loved it. I think that everybody should do it.
And it's like it's like I mean I'm living it too. Like one of the big things for me has been getting out of frumpy clothes when I sleep. And I think this has been true for a few of my clients too, but like I would always wear like old ratty t-shirts and like literal granny panties to bed. And now like I don't know what it is with t-shirts. Like I have like one t-shirt that I just bought that's intentional for like styling oversized. But my energy, like I put on a t-shirt the other day, like to just lounge, and it was like I was like I physically can't wear this. I have to go put on a cute nightgown.
Yeah, like, I get it. Yeah, that is something I have been on the train with for a couple of years. Like before we did this, I
Yeah, you had all cute.
I have all cute matching sets. I have to sleep in a silk matching set. And like, it's something I changed a few years ago. My spirit guides were like, you cannot rest and recover in this ratty stuff.
That's
like
it. Yeah.
Like, sleep like a queen. And it totally, I feel like I get better sleep. I rest better. I wind down better. So I've always been on that train. Yeah. I think it makes a huge difference.
It does.
And even just like, I think, before I used to feel like at the end of the day, take off my makeup, get my pajamas, like that. I'm like, I went from a 10 to 0. Like, and now it's like when you wear a cute set, you're like, I still look cute.
Yeah.
Like, I've got glowy skin, I got my skincare on. My evening routine is more of like a vibe. It's like cute. You get your magnesium drink. I got my blue light glasses. I'm like, got my outfit on. I got a cute robe. And I'm like, wow, no, it's like, I feel cute all the time. I feel good.
Yeah.
So I'm a big believer in that.
Yeah. Yeah. You were already on point with that. And that was something that like last year for me, it was like came in and now it's like, it's a mandatory.
Has to happen. Has to happen. Yeah. Oh my God. Well, I think there's so much on this. I feel like this is going to spark a lot of, questions and curiosity for people. There's so much to it, and it's something that I think is really such an accessible way to unlock like your channel and your flow and your magnetism, because it's very practical. It's like,
it is
literally dressing as you and finding that out. I think there are things that sometimes we see, we're like, oh, I couldn't wear that, and you put it on, you're like, wow, like I feel good, I look good, I never would have thought that. And it really unlocks other parts of your personality, I think.
And that's like a really important point, whether you're dressing through the lens of your astrology chart or not. When it comes to personal style, you have to try things on. Like, you have to physically try them on 100%. Because like any stylist can show you an outfit and you can immediately be like yes or no, but you're never going to know if it's a yes or no until you actually like really do try it on. And so I really do encourage anyone listening, like, you do need to get outside your comfort zone, and you do have to physically put clothes on your body that you may not have ever tried before, whether you're working with me or anyone, and let it show you things about yourself that you would have never guessed. Yeah. And that is like really truly the power of like dressing intentionally and like really just putting intention into your clothes. Like, you're telling the world who you are. And it's so important. It's so important. Like, we've said it so many times. But
it kind of reminds me of how people talk about like cold plunging in the morning and just like, besides the health benefits, the energetic effect of every morning I jump in and I show myself my resilience. Like, I jump in and I realized I could do something hard. Yeah. And I was fine and I got more energy from it. And then the rest of your day, like, any fire you have to put out feels easier because you started with your cold plunge. And for me, it's like this way that it's very easy for people to every day stay in their comfort zone and make it easier. But there's something about, I'm going to put on an outfit that kind of stretches me a little bit, like where I'm going to be seen, I'm going to be visible, people are going to look at me, and I'm going to do it and get myself to see that resilience a little bit. Yeah. And you kind of ride on this high all day, and it does change the way you move through your entire day. Totally. And I think a lot of people might not want to look at that other side of it of like, okay, well, is your resistance to it just that you want to stay comfortable all day long, you know? So it changes everything, you know? I love it. And I'm so excited for you because I feel like, I mean, you're so supposed to be doing this. Like, it's just so on point. It's crazy. And I mean, you know me, I'm like, I will overhaul.
Like multiple times. We need to do like a seasonal edit with you.
I'm like, give me a whole new board. I love it. It's one of my favorite ways to play with like my energy and my frequency.
It's a really fun way to do personal development. Yeah. Because 100%. you are healing through it, like what we've talked about, whether you realize it or not. And like for me, it's like, even if you don't really resonate with like your Venus sign, when you start dressing like it, like you start embracing the qualities of your Venus sign even more. Like for me, like my clothing, like I started embracing things that like felt really edgy for me. And then I started noticing myself being more open-minded and being more like adventurous and more just like like expansive in a lot of different ways, and I being willing to take more risks like in other areas of my life, like
100%.
it really like going all in on my business, like hiring a business coach, like doing all these things that I was like, I would have never done that if I wasn't embodying this aspect of myself. And so it really does like translate, and you don't even realize it. And like it is magnetic. I mean, we're not sitting here talking about this just saying it's
exactly.
It really is.
Yeah.
Like it's fun.
I know. It's so fun. And I think people really miss out on that. It's like being a human is actually so fun.
So fun.
Like there's so much to try and different personalities, and I'm so into all of that. So I'm totally here for it. Everybody should do it.
I love it.
So if people want to get started with you, what would you suggest?
So like I would say if you want to just dip your toes in, you can totally do the mood board reading. It's called the Astrological Style Profile. But I also do the Cosmic Glow Up, which was it's like my signature offering. That's like my mid-tier now, where we do like the style profile, and then we get into colors, and then I'll do a lookbook for you, and I'll like, it's really like the start of the process. We're working together for like a month, getting together like the lookbook to get you a solid foundation on your new wardrobe. And then I have my 3-month styling experience, which is called the embodiment, and that is where, if you're like, that's like what you were doing, right, or what we've done, it's like it needs to be longer because it takes so much time to like really get into like developing it all, and that's like the full overhaul, and that is like where the magic happens. Like there's so much that we can do. So yeah, there's like levels for everyone, depending on where you're at. If you know you want to go all in, the embodiment is for you. If you're like, I don't really know, I just want to like get my feet in the water, then the astrological style profile is for you. So
amazing.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. Life-changing. It's so funny because there are so many people in the community that I'll like look at them and be like, have you been working with Jess? Like I can just tell, like I like literally know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And I'm like, I can tell, like you look really good, you know? So I absolutely love it. We'll put all of your links in the description so people can reach out to you.
Yay.
But this has been amazing.
Oh my God, thank you so much for having me. It was so fun.
So fun.
So fun.